Yeah, hello my lovely fans. It is another beautiful day as I welcome you to Menalize TV. Today we are going to look at simple interest. So simple interest simply means an interest that you pay on loans or an interest that you receive when you deposit money at the bank. When you borrow money from the bank or you deposit money at the bank, they will pay you what an interest, and that interest is what we call the simple interest. And we say simple interest, we look at principal, the time, and the rate. So the principal here is the amount that you are borrowing from the bank or the amount that you are saving at the bank. The time here means the number of months or years that the money is going to be with the bank or the money is going to be with you. And the rate is for the percentage. To find the interest or the simple interest, we say the simple interest is equal to the principal times the time times the rate all over 100. Principal times the time times the rate all over 100. The reason why we have the rate here is because of the 100 here is because of the rate. The rate is always what? Percentage. So out of 100, that is why we have the 100 here. So simple interest is equal to the principal times the time that the money is going to be with you times the rate at which you are going to pay the money, or the rate of the money that you're going to pay all over 100. We now take a question and see how best we can solve it. So our question is, Mena borrowed 500 cedis from bank for 3 years at the rate of 5% per annum. Then we have to calculate the simple interest. Then the total amount Mena have to pay at the end of the year or at the end of the 3 years to the bank. So from the question given, our principal is 500 cedis. The time is 3 years and the rate is 5%. So interest is principal, which is 500 cedis times the time, 3 years times the rate, 5%. And that 5% is 5 over 100. That is why we have the 100 here. So from here, these two zeros can do away with this one. Then we are left with 5 times 5 will give us 25. And 25 times 3 will give us 75. So which means the simple interest on 500 cedis for 3 years at the rate of 5% is going to be 75 cedis. So for us to find the amount is the same as what? Principal plus the interest, because the principal is the amount of money that you borrow, and the interest on that money, when you are going to pay, you have to pay the interest in addition to the principal that you took. So because of that, the amount, we say the amount is principal plus interest. So from the question, our principal is 500 cedis plus the interest, which is 75 cedis. So when we add the interest to the principal, it's going to give us the total amount, which is 575 cedis. So after 3 years, Amma is going to pay 575 cedis to the bank, being the interest plus the principal. Now let's look at this question as well. Edna borrowed 1,200 from bank for 5 years at the rate of 10% per annum. Calculate the simple interest. That's the first one. The second one, the total amount. Then the third one, if Edna was able to pay only 1,005 cedis to the bank, how much is she still owing the bank? So from the question, we know that our principal is 1,200 and the time there is 5 years at the rate of 10% per annum. So how do we find the simple interest? So the simple interest is the principal times time times rate all over 100. So our principal is 1,200 times the time, which is 5 years, times the rate of 10% all over 100. So from there we can conclude that these two zeros will do away with these two zeros. Then 12 times 5 will give us 60, and 60 times 10 will give us 600. So that 600 cedis is the interest on the money for 5 years at the rate of 10%. Now we come to the second part of the question, which says to calculate the total amount. is equal to the principal plus interest. The amount is equal to the principal plus interest. So from the question, our principal is 1,200 plus the interest that we have, which is 600 cedis. So when you add 600 cedis to 1,200, it becomes 1,800 cedis. So if I want to pay to the bank, you have to pay the principal, the amount that she borrowed, in addition to the interest. So the interest is 600 and the principal is 1,002. So in all, how much is going to pay? 1,800. Now the third part of the question is if Enam was able, not Ama, Enam. If Enam was able to pay only 1,500 to the bank, how much is Enam still owing the bank? So we come to the third one. So the owings is the same as total amount minus amount paid. So the amount Amma is still owing the bank is the total amount Amma have to pay to the bank, then minus the amount Amma actually paid to the bank. So from here, the total amount Amma have to pay to the bank is 1,800. But Amma was able to pay only 1,500. So 1,500. So we need to deduct the 1,500 from 1,800. So that means we are going to get a difference of 300 series, which means Amma is still owing the bank an amount of 300 series. So thank you so much for watching today's episode. Remember to subscribe to this channel, Menalize TV, for more updates. Menalize TV, when the sun rises.